Hello, guess who's back again. Sorry guys, I haven't been making any videos of late. I've had some stuff going on in my life. I stopped playing Quake for a bit, which every Quake player goes through patches where they're not playing simply because there's not tournaments, there's not a lot of players playing. So I've been playing for 3 or 4 months, and then I've written a fantasy book as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned that on here before, but had a deadline to get it to the editor. I've got it to the editor now. I've got the feedback back, and now I've got a heap of revision to do. But I've started playing some Quake again. Not sure if I'm going to play in the next split coming up for the KDC, but probably still look to go back to the LAN when they announce it, just because wanted to try and defend my title. It's kind of what you should do. I'm not as interested or invested as I was last time, mainly because that was because of Fraser. I wanted to go win that tournament for him, but we'll see. I'm still playing fine, so it's not form thing. It only takes like a couple of weeks to get your form back, but it's just whether I want to go to Melbourne and all these type of things, because it's a big deal. It's a long way to go for me anyway, from country WA, because I've got to fly to Perth, then you got to fly to Melbourne. Although they did just announce, the city of Calgary Boulder did just announce flights directly to Melbourne, so hopefully they're up and running by the time that LAN is. But anyway, we'll see. So I was going to start with the continue on the series that I nearly finished with the tournament grand final, but I thought first of all I'll just do another video first, just to get back in the swing of it. And it's something I haven't done before and haven't really talked about, except for in certain situations. This focus of this video is going to talk about how to use Tribot. And CK is probably the best map to learn how to use it properly, because there's no rail. And really, CK, I'm always been a big believer that the Plasma and the Tribolt, they're intermediate. So they're the between guns. So, like Plasma, in this game, Plasma more replaces rockets and LG when you don't have them. Like, it's not as good as either, but it can do the job of both. Whereas in Quack Live, the Plasma can sort of do the job of all three. It can do the job of rail even, but in this, the Plasma doesn't sort of fly far enough through the air. It's not really reliable to hit anyone from long range, unless they didn't know it was coming and they walk into it. If they can see it in there, you can sort of dodge it while you're moving. So the Tribolt sort of takes over the place of rail and LG. It's not really going to replace rockets, and anyone who's been in a Tribolt fight at close range with rockets, like, you can get damage, but it's not really reliable. It's frustrating for the opponent when you do it, but it's not really reliable. So yeah, we'll get into the game. So the focus of this will be Tribolt, because I got a lot of Tribolt damage. I think it was like 1400 Tribolt damage in this game. And Jibby's obviously a weak player, but a weaker player. He has improved, but he's not a strong player. So you can really abuse these sort of angles and that they're not aware of. And even some top players, they're not aware of some of the angles you can do. Probably the overseas pros are a bit more used to it, because you see guys like Maxter and that they're using Tribot a lot, playing slow on this map. Whereas in Australia, even the better guys, they're usually playing fast. Then they open a lot of this damage that just not aware can come from the weapon. So we're going to focus on that in this game. So let's get into it. So I'll talk about a couple other decisions we make, as always, in the videos, but for the most part, we're talking about the Tribolt and how to use it, when to use it, and really showing off what it can do, because it's actually quite impressive what I hit in this game. A lot of damage, a lot of different angles, and halfway through the game I realised I was getting a lot of Tribolt, so I just started to focus on just using that for fun, just to see what I could do with it. I remember Fraser used to always do that, like, especially if he was playing like Thunder Monk back in the day, or some other guys that you're stronger than. He would use it, hit like a good bit of damage in the early part of the game, and then just keep using it, overusing it, just for fun. So I was sort of doing that, but anyway, I'll focus on the angles and the timing and where I like to shoot it, and what you got to be careful of when you do use it, because there are a few things you need to be careful of. Alright, let's get into the game. Fight! So off this spawn, just go straight for the Mega. You just have to be aware, sometimes if they grab Plasma and then drop this green, they can be attacking. As Ranger, you don't want to do that. Against Ranger, sorry, you don't want to do that, because you're just going to get destroyed. Even if you get through the teleporter and you're going to take damage from the rockets, even if you get through the teleporter and get Mega, which sometimes if a good rocket comes, you don't get Mega because they get Mega, because the rocket knocks you off, they kill you. They're still going to get to red armor, and that you're not going to be able to stop them, because they're not going to follow you through the teleport, just going to go to the right. And even if you use BJ full speed, you're still not going to get to the... You might challenge at red, but you're not going to stop them getting it. Anyway, go back to LG here. I remember I fell, yeah, bad movement, but just keep going back here. So he comes up with his dual win, which is bad, but like, whatever. Look at that third rocket. See how deep it's shot. Almost so it's going to hit against the wall. Two reasons for that. One, if he does move back and you shoot it shallow, it's not going to get any damage. The second reason is because when it lands behind him like it does, it's going to control his movement. And half the time it actually knocks him right into you, which is what you want. I have to use my ability to survive, which is not ideal, but you shouldn't come in here. But I'm not so shouldn't come in here because okay, I got good damage. What you should do is go for this health bubble up here, and then once you hear him fuck off or drop down or whatever he's doing, then grab the health bubbles, and then you've got two weapons. You can choose whether to stay in center map, or you can go back to red armor if you feel like you can't. What I did was bad. You're probably going to die doing that. Always shoot your spam. Now, when you're shooting spam in these sort of situations, see how I wasted all my rockets? There's no point in doing that, because it's only ever the first one or two rockets that are going to hit him. Because the third rocket will almost never hit. And the reason I say that is because he will see the first rocket, he'll hear the second rocket, and he'll presume the third rocket's coming in the same situation. It will never hit. When you spam these long range rockets, it's only ever the first or second rocket that hit. Don't bother shooting three, it will not hit. Unless he's bad. And the reason I say that is because, imagine you're coming in from there. Obviously the first rocket's probably got the best chance to hit if it's timed well, because he doesn't know it's coming. The second rocket, he sort of sees the first one, but he hasn't got time to react to what he's seen, and he might take the second one. Third one, he's already seen the first one ages ago. It will not hit, so don't shoot three. The other thing is you need to keep your ammo, so it's bad. Plasma's probably more of a gun you can just spam because you're not looking to surprise him. You're just looking to get 20-40 damage. But what I should have known is because where I spawned off the spawn, this other green's first. Now I'm only 60 health, so it is a bit risky to wait around for that, especially if he decides to challenge top mid. But then you can go get Mega or whatever anyway, so it's probably a mistake to sit on red like I did, which I realised. So, yeah. You can do it, but it's not right. Because now when you guys get this red armor, you have to realise you can't charge out in the map. Charging out in the map here, you're going to die. So what you need to do is, you come through the teleporter, and in this situation, I'm looking to get the health bubbles, the rocket launcher, and the tri-bolt, and then work out where he is. I'm not looking to get out in the map because I can't. I don't have my ability, and I've only got 170 health. If he's just standing with LG, well, you're dead. He's probably around rocket launcher, but you just have to play slow here. Honestly, you're almost playing for the next red armor in 30 seconds. I know that sounds passive, but you can't afford to be out in the map here, because when you die, he's got everything. One thing I always used to tell Fraze, if you think they're going to charge, always go for the health bubble outside first. And the reason being is because then you get the second health bubble, and when they're charging in, you can just back off. You've got both health bubbles. Whereas if you go for the health bubble inside, and then you go for the one outside, that's when they get the opportunity for a bit of damage pushing to here. Fraze never used to he never used to learn it, but I always used to tell him. He knew it was right, but he just never did it. It was like force of habit. Don't go, if you're planning to leave red armor, always go for the health bubble here first. If you're planning to stay at red armor, always go for the health bubble inside first, because then once you got the health bubble inside, you go for this one, then you're already at red armor. You don't have to come back out. It's only a small details, but it does make a big difference to the 50 damage that he can get on you because you weren't open. So just always go in that order. This is where you use your tri-bolt. Okay, we're probably not in range. Once he shoots that rocket, you can sort of push out in the map. We're not trying to get to Mega or anything. We're just trying to get a central position so we can pivot off what he does. We're not in a position where we want to stay around red. The other thing is, we've got every weapon. We've still got 100, so we don't have to be scared. But we just have to be a bit careful. Not quite in range, so just get across. Good damage by him with the tri-bolt, but we back off now. What we're trying to do is we get the health bubble and we'll take a split in the items. It's fine. So always shoot you a little bit of damage. The rocket first and then the tri-bolt to fade. Two things it does. Even if it's only 40 damage, it tells you where he is. He was pushing. So that means when you drop down for this green, he could be quite close. It didn't hit, so I know he's still far back. It didn't, and that's where the guys that don't spam in Australia, a lot of even the good players in Australia that don't spam all the time, they actually don't realise it's not just the damage that you get, it's the information. Now you gotta be careful. Don't just push out. Against Jibby, I'm happy to push out, but you got to be very careful that he's not right here, which he is. So that's why you see how I'm inching my way out. And look, 16 damage. Got information now. The damage isn't that important, but I know that he's waiting here. And this is where he's obviously he knows that I know, but generally speaking, they get annoyed when you know. But I didn't know for certain, but it's just the information came when I got the damage on the spam. Now I can get away to it. Again, chunky one. Once you hit that one like that, honestly, it's greedy. I'm looking to frag now. So push forward and let's see if we can get it. Yeah, and we can. If you hear Mega or see Mega or spawn in, then just get your damage and back off, or use tri-bolt again. But it's not up. I'm pushing in and try to frag him. Now he's going to get red armor now, but it's alright because we take all his weapons off him. And we can pin him in. Don't push right in here because if he comes to on a good timing with shotgun, he will kill you. He hasn't got a shotgun yet. Remember that rifle was beautiful. But this is where these guys think they're going silent and tricking you up. Bro, I've seen you already. You know what I mean? I know you're there. Let's watch that again. It was just a really nice second rocket. I can't really teach how to do that because I've got the high sensitivity, and there's a skill that some players have that not many players have, and that's when you shoot the first rocket, you know from what you can see where he's going to go and where to shoot the second rocket. It's not a really teachable skill. You either got it. So see him fail, then down. Nice flick. Well done. Push out. Nice frag. It's a good time to frag too because you got this green, you get the health bubbles back, and now you know the perfect cycle on the items. Probably don't have to come out here. Reason being is because if he's just charging up to LG, he's probably going to get it now. Right, let's get it on the map. Okay, he's not here. Probably grab those health bars while you're up there. Once you hear nothing and see nothing, be very carefully setting a trap. What? I'm not recording. It's not in live. It's fine. I'm just recording a video and stuff. Yeah. Sorry, Mrs. just restarted the internet because I've been lagging, but I'm not live, so it's fine. Why did I go for this first? Yeah, exactly. So even I'm saying, like, what am I doing here? It's just a bit of a mistake. That's what it is. Grab a health bubble here. As Ranger in this situation, you're still fine because you still think, I've got my ability, I've got a good stack, I can still get out of the map, I'm still looking for the next frag. Depends on the champions here, how aggressive you play it. Ranger, I'm still looking to kill. But once you hear that, push in. Always hold your heavy machine gun out first. This is where you're looking to use tri-bolt, but you can't have tri-bolt out in case he's just full charging, then you're going to get caught out with your pants down. So switch to your heavy machine gun, push forward to about just before the ammo boxes, and then shoot your tri-bolt. This is a great angle to get a heap of damage on because they think they can kill you with the heavy machine gun, but the tri-bolt just does so much more damage. What you're looking to do is create angles with your body. So you've got to be able to read where they go. So okay, see how I'm a bit behind on the first one? I shot to the right when he was right. Never do that because then he's not going to stay right once he sees you shooting it. You need to catch him on the other angle. And then he went to the left and I shot to the left. It's a mistake again. What you're better off doing is switching back to your machine gun, interrupt the timing, and start again. Because you always want to shoot the other way. We'll see how this fight goes. So now I caught up a little bit. Right, now switch to LG. Again, you can switch to weapons in between these fights because then something I explained in previous videos, they start dodging differently. And I know that sounds weird, but if you switch to LG, he'll start moving backwards, and then he'll stand still once he's out of LG range, and then you can use your tri-bolt. You can see the damage you can get. Now he's out of the drag. Shouldn't shoot that last one, just switch LG and push right up. So we'll look at that fight again. Not the cleanest fight, but I'm just showing you can get a lot of damage on this angle with tri-bolt. But you have to protect yourself first, and that's why you switch to machine gun. If you switch, and all you guys that have played before will know what happens when you push forward to tri-bolt and he just full charges it with LG, especially as BJ. You can get destroyed. So you got to protect yourself first, and then switch to tri-bolt. So a bit late on the timing. See how I'm late on both those timings? Like he's already peaked and seen that I'm using tri-bolt. He's not going to be in the same angle by the time you shoot. So you're better off holding off your shot or switching to another weapon again to reset the timing on what he's doing with his dodge. So even that's late, but 22 damage, you're getting there. Now I've got back up. And see how you switch to the LG and then you start standing still? Like, a lot of players will do that because they think this is their time to get damage, but no, it's my time to get damage. Now just switch to the LG and kill him. So not the cleanest tri-bolt frag, but you can see that angle is really strong because most players aren't used to getting destroyed by tri-bolt on that angle. They're used to standing there with a machine gun and being invulnerable against someone using machine gun from further back. If you have tri-bolt and a decent stack, push forward and use it. Even if they're equal stack to you, 200 health each, you have the advantage, not them. Oh, nice. Just one frag again. I think I moved a bit too close, but it's alright. Don't be afraid to drop down. Shotgun. Fucking custard aim. I think I was trying to switch to shotgun, and then when you're trying to press your shotgun button, you don't have it, then your aim turns to custard. But that was bad. Let's go get rid of him. Push out the center map. That one definitely was crap, but we've got the frag, but that's not how you treat mini voice, that's crap. Alright, walk down. See, once you didn't get any information, you can't hear anything, you need to walk. And the reason you walk is let him hang himself. He's the one who's in pressure here. You're not under pressure. And look, and then he jumps to the top mid. See how that second one is shot, like, immediately? It's really important to destroy the enemy opponent when they're pushing through these angles, because most players can't destroy the enemy, so they're always running through these low mid angles thinking that they can't be hurt. Teach them a lesson. So see how the timing on when I walk, didn't get any information, don't give him any information. That's the way I sort of look at it. And he's the one who needs information because you have every weapon and a decent stack. Not strong, obviously, but, you know, he's the one under pressure here. I'm dropping as soon as I hit that. Bit of damage. No megas first, so just wait for that. Little tri-bolt angle. Probably shot it a little bit early, but you can jump on here and shoot that tri-bolt to there. Because a lot of time when those rockets don't deal any damage, it means they come up here and they go to rocket launcher or they go to red. Obviously, because he didn't take any damage, he went to red armor, but that's just a little cheeky angle. You can get 100 damage on him. And not only does it get the damage, it knocks him around, he's slower, you can get the mega and you can charge to red. He's probably still a rocket launcher. Right. Be very careful when you attack here. Just because he's set up to pin you. Get the tri-bolt in behind him. Look at that damage you can get. Beautiful. And try fragging. I'll push forward here. Red's up. He hasn't got red. No way. And see if you can get your damage. No way. I didn't get anything, but that's right. Now we get red armor. And now we can push out center map. Always shoot that rocket when you're pushing. I was explaining to Richie last night. You need to start... Billy, actually. You need to start shooting these rockets because two things. When he peeks back onto you, it just hits him 67 damage and puts him up in the air. I can push around the corner and kill him now. But when it doesn't hurt him, it protects your attack. Because you're pushing in, you hit him with a rocket, and then he's not close. So your attack is now protected. I can switch to LG because he's not here to shoot a rocket at me because my rocket already knocked him off that angle. Or if it didn't hit, he's further right. So I know I've got good separation. I can use my LG. What you don't want is you switch to LG, like I see a lot of guys do, without shooting that rocket, and the rocket's at your foot. Then what? You've already taken 100 damage. You're not even around the corner yet. So that's where you need to shoot that rocket as you're switching. Alright, come this way first. He's going to get the green, but there's nothing to do about it. Alright. Well, I was going to come in and just shoot this first, but I never heard him, so I thought he might be walking or doing something. So, yeah, usually on this timing that we've just heard, I just go straight to... You can use rockets or tri-bolt or whatever you want. Shoot it straight towards the shotgun, because whenever they come from plasma and red armor's not up, they will always go to the shotgun because they want the second weapon to wait around with red armor. Don't be too greedy here because he's got shotgun, you can die. So just sit right back. Once you realize he's back off, then we'll get some damage. Same story. Back off. Trying to get it a bit cheeky, but that's alright. I'll grab more ammo and get red armor. Just when you're doing this, you are listening to what you can hear. If you can hear him charging, obviously you don't go in there. But I can't hear him, so he's not coming. I'll back off now. Still looking for the next frag. We're good. Stop for that. This is where I see a lot of guys, what they do, they're afraid to drop for these items. Not so much in this situation because he did back right off, it's obvious. But even if he was still trying to challenge me here, I'm still dropping because I know my rocket's going to hit. I've got my Shub Slayer and he's not going to pin me in midair. And stop me getting to the mega. The only way he can stop you getting mega if he pushes right up to the mega, in which case my rocket's going to be knocking him off the angle anyway. So don't be afraid to do it. Grab these. When you do this, you just be aware he can spawn a heavy machine gun if you're right in here. The other thing is grab the armor first before you grab the 2 shards. Just gives you 20 extra armor in that order. Alright, rocket jump, charge down. Nice clinical frag, just don't give him a chance. And wait for the spawn here. You got Shubs there as well, so it's just bad for him to play like that. But whatever, he's not an experienced player. Right, same story. Red's up here, but let's get our damage. Get greedy as well. I don't mind getting greedy here and just waiting. Always shoot that rocket to the back right corner when they're trying to shoot you. I probably shot it a little bit too right, because he was already far to the left, but they always grab that green and move back into this corner. So just shoot the rocket at the corner, they'll always walk into it. Unless they're full on charging to rocket launcher, in which case, yeah, obviously you need to take that into account. But if he's, usually the way you can tell whether he's going to do that or not, is look at the body. If he's looking at you towards center map here, he will move backwards to the right. If he's not looking at you, he's just looking straight at rocket launcher, he's going rockets. Just shoot it further left, or don't shoot it at all and go around to the left yourself. One thing you guys need to start doing, and not many players do it, watch your opponent. Which direction is he watching? Is he aiming at? That will tell you information. And it's not something you're actively thinking about. When you've got experience, you just see it. Look, see how he's watching me? That tells me he ain't going to jump to the right. He's trying to kill me here or get damage. So he's going to move back to the back right, which he did. It's only a small difference, but it makes a big difference. Get up, try a lot of damage, yeah. Alright. So obviously if we don't push in there, we're too weak, so we don't have LG either, so it's, yeah, we're just looking to get our damage and back up. We did. Grab the ammo. Cool. Pick out center map, same story. He hasn't got LG here, so we can fight. Again, back right. See how deep I shot that rocket? It's probably a missed shot, but it still hit because of the depth that I shot it at, because it hit him outright in the fucking knees. So that's why I'm telling you guys, don't shoot your rockets shallow, shoot them deep, because it can still hit. I mean, I know I always go on about that in my videos, but it's the biggest tip I can tell you about Quake. And I can tell you as well, most players, even at the top level, don't know it. So it's the biggest tip I can tell you. Watch it again. Look how deep that rocket shot. It still hit him hundreds. And he knocked him off the map somehow. Alright, quickly get up top. Alright, Mega's coming, but we don't want to be sitting on it. So we can get some damage and then fall back to it. Right, listening. Don't get greedy here. Just split on the arms, which is fine. We just want to pin him in. Always go the other way. See how I went the other way? He's not going to stay there and take more damage. He's going to move to the right. So yeah, okay. It's only 28 damage, but always the other way. And then he's thinking, how good is this gun? Like, how are you even doing this? You know what I mean? Always the other way.
5-minute warning.
He has attacking red, so this is a bit greedy. You can die, but now gotta be quick for Mega here. I remember I fell there, I suppose. Alright. You can't stay this. If you're going to come in like he does with rockets, sometimes I do that, you have to be fast so that you get them when they're coming out of the teleport. If you let them get on around the railings and the statue and you haven't got LG yet, you're toast. I was laughing with Billy last night because he was doing that to me in the CK game that we played. I said, who do you think you are, Dandy King or something? And then Billy said, I said, who do you think you are, Dandy King, just invulnerable sitting on the statue? Because Dan always he does that, even twos on Jules, he thinks he's invulnerable. And then Billy said, yeah, but he is invulnerable. I said, yeah, I know. I don't know how he does it, he can't, it's very difficult to hit him when he still hits strong LG while he's dodging around well. It's like he knows the fine adjustments of his movement to do it. But yeah, he's obviously a very strong player, so yeah. Jimmy, you're too slow, mate. If you want to get up there, I like to come up and use rockets, but if you're going to do it, you have to be fast so that you're there before they come out the teleporter and get set. Now he's dead. No. Don't push too hard, because if you push hard and take that rocket and he gets around the corner, he can kill you easily. Especially this BJ, because he'll get up to 50 health for rocket jump. Nice down. Alright, let's get some damage. Can. If he's running off red, that's fine. Mega's still there, by the way. I'm getting greedy here, I guess, especially against Jimmy. Alright, push forward. Don't get red here. I know this looks greedy, but you want damage on your Mega and slow him down. And the other thing is, he thinks you're getting red. He thinks you might already have red. He doesn't know the timing on the items when you do this. So push forward and look to get your damage. It's a bit late on the shot. You see, I've got 50 damage, and that was the minimum damage. I could easily get 100 damage or more. And then you go back off, and then you get your item. Now I can push the center map, and he's not even center map because he was worried about what I was doing, not worried about what he was doing, grabbing Mega, grabbing LG, and pushing the center map. Now I'm fine. I'm good. And it's all because I pushed out for that damage. And it was free damage. You can't do anything against you. You know, he might hit you with a couple of bullets of heavy machine gun, but you're going to get more damage with your tri-bolt. Oh, wait now. This is a bit greedy. You might want to go grab the health levels, or at least the one behind you. Let's see if we can get some damage. Gotta be careful with our shotgun. I don't think he does, but you gotta be careful. Nice tri-bolt. So see how you can switch to your tri-bolt and get that little bit of damage. Don't have to stick with the your hit scan weapon. The reason you want to switch to your tri-bolt and shoot is because you can duck around the corner as it's on the way to him. So you're getting damage, but he doesn't have a weapon that can do the same thing. So you're getting damage on him because he's completely out in the open, and he can't hurt you. So you're just getting that extra 60 damage. That means so he can't push now. So we're good. Again, head out the center map, see what he's doing. Teleport up, he hasn't got the health, he hasn't got the right weapons either. Same again, I push in. On these kind of angles, I like to just stand there until he realizes that's what you're doing and then move. Alright, quickly, heavy machine gun out. Get your damage. Usually if I'm above like 80 health, you can easily win this fight with heavy machine gun. Again, switch to your tri-bolt as you drop, just in case he's peeking back. Same story with the rocket launcher. You're protecting, or you're not really protecting your attack, you're just killing him if he outright thinks he can kill you. Now we wait the tri-bolt out. See what we can do. When you don't hear him, you do have to be careful he's not up top left. Again, early on, late on the tri-bolt, so that's fine. That's too early as well. So you heard the rocket jump, so that tells you he's going for the health bubble. Spam the shit out of it when he comes out. I missed the rocket obviously, but he's suicided anyway, so it's fine. Alright, quickly. Usually they'll come for that, but don't drop for it until you're not sure he's coming for it, because what you don't want is to drop for it and then he smashes you with the heavy machine gun and gets mega. You're probably going to die, you blow yourself up. Maybe not as ranger, but other champions you will. So just stay up top, get your damage onto the mega, and then you can get this green and the health bubble. That's fine. But obviously once I shot the first 2 rockets, realised he wasn't dropping for it, coming out for it, I'll drop for it myself. Let's get away. Listen to the weapon pick up there if you can, because it'll tell you the timing on when he's going to push forward and whether you can push forward out or not. Just get some damage now. Green should be up behind us soon. Same with red armor, but let's just get these fights. See how I shoot that rocket to protect my attack? Okay, it was a little bit deep, but you know, sometimes it'll outright kill him. The times that it doesn't, it still tells you information. So don't be afraid to switch your rockets when you push forward. I see a lot of guys just use LG in that corner, in that situation, and then they get hit by a rocket that knocks them backwards, and they've taken 100 damage, they haven't got around the corner, and now they can't even secure the frag. So that's where that rocket helps you. Again, tri-bolt. This is where you have to weigh up your health and the timing on the items and whatnot. 100 health is probably borderline whether you can push in or not with LG, but you're a bit late, so just use the tri-bolt, get your damage and fuck off. And you can get a bit cheeky and wait if you want to. Again, like, that's what you can do. That's beautiful, you know what I mean? Like, how many of you boys would be doing that? No one. You'd be going to red armor. But all 4, you don't need it. He has no weapon. He can't hurt you. So let's watch that again because that was beautiful. This is where the tri-bolt taking the piss really starts. I thought there was less in the first half of the game than I thought, but we'll focus on the next 3 minutes because there's a lot. So nice. Again, we're just waiting to hear what we hear. He can't challenge here, of course, but you know. And then we push forward. Oh, fuck, it lagged. Sorry, I went backwards, it lagged. So again, you work on your timing. Whether you're here early, you can push in with LG, but I'm here late, so you can't. He's going to be gone by the time you do, so let's get your damage tri-bolt instead. Beautiful, because I knew he's going to come around the corner and walk back towards Mega, that's what they always do. So I just shot it nice and deep in there. Beautiful, and he's thinking, what the fuck is that? You know, because look, he didn't even see me, you know what I mean? Look, he hasn't seen me and he's taken what? Well, maybe he saw me there for a split second. He saw me there for a split second, chasing Ghost, bro. Never saw me at all. Beautiful. Now we can push out knowing that he's weak. Alright.
Frenzy.
Alright, tri-bolt here. That's a good angle. You got to shoot it quite far right. The reason being is because you need to shoot it right of the plasma gun because if they're pushing forward, it's probably going to be a bit too late and a bit too deep. He's going to be past it. But if they're pushing to the right, you need to get it really far right. So always, I zoom these. I think I zoomed that one, but you can zoom that kind of tri-bolt. Can't rocket. See, I didn't move my mouse enough. I just shot it too straight. Scrap. Yeah, see how I'm zooming? Just make it a little bit more accurate.
Damage dealer.
Push out now. Oh, set him up. Right, let's back off now. Oh, actually I used tri-bolt here and killed him, I remember. When you don't hear anything, be very careful. Look at that, you know what I mean? That shouldn't happen, of course, but when you don't hear anything, always look to shoot it here. I'm waiting here to get information and get damage on him when he comes for heavy machine gun or whatever he does, right? But when you don't hear anything, be very careful he's not walking up to the top left here. The other thing you need to realise when you shoot this first tri-bolt, right? even if it doesn't hit any damage because he went to the right and you just didn't hear him or whatever, he's going to be more aware that that's what you're doing. So you're probably not going to get as much damage as, or if any. He might be completely tucked because he knows you're still around center map. When you hear him charge off towards heavy machine gun, that's when you're thinking I'm in the money here for damage, because he's not going to be there. Again, I zoom them just to make it a little bit more accurate. I just like to do that, but you don't have to. But I like to zoom a lot of my spam, just because it's a bit more accurate. Oh, beautiful. I'll push out now. Yeah, he's salty. Fuck the trial up. Oh, waiting now. Probably want to go back to center map. Mega is up, but I like to head back to center map there because you get information on what they go to shotgun. They might charge up straight to rockets. You can kill them. So again, it's a bit earlier, a bit late probably on that. Or maybe didn't go far enough, but you can get damage on that angle as well. So that's what you do. You're listening to what he's doing. You get damage. And when he's taking all this damage from a ghost that he can't even see or hear, yeah, he's thinking this cunt's insane. Like, he just knows everything. Always shoot that one against the back wall. And see how and it's only small detail, but see how I ducked in behind, so he can't get any damage on me. Don't give him a chance. Just watch what I do when I shoot that second rocket, because I know it's hitting. Just duck behind cover, so that when you're switching weapons, he's not going to be able to get any damage on you. It's more important against LG probably than it is against plasma. But generally speaking, when the rocket's on the way, it's the same as when I shot that tri-bolt from up here down to mid map. You can duck out of the way a little bit to the left. He can't hurt you, and this is a situation where your damage is already on the way to him, so you don't need to be visible. That's projectiles, you know what I mean? So just take use of that in the mid fights and just move slightly to the left, get out of cover, and then just turn ruthlessly, switch LG and destroy him. Same again, shoot that rocket against that little spot. Oh, pushing up. Again, get your damage. That's a nice little angle you can hit, so like, you know, probably want to shoot a little bit further left, but I didn't quite have time to aim it properly. But yeah, that's just 30 damage that other blokes aren't getting. 30 damage that you're not getting in your game. So you need to start bringing this into your game, because it's just free damage. And again, he gets intimidated by it. Obviously, Jimmy knows that he's not going to win these games. He's probably going to get destroyed. But, you know, decent players get intimidated by what the fuck, this guy is better than me. You know what I mean? Look at what he's doing. I'm not doing that. Probably don't necessarily have to pick that up, but just be careful he's not setting some trap here. Tri-bolt's gone, so just back off now. Good tri-bolt by him. Don't peek again. So I was looking to peek again, but don't peek again. You'll probably die. Just back off. Once red's not there, it probably tells you he probably already got it. So we head that way and get away. Just so I know it didn't happen in the game. Just so you guys know, when you hear him charge to Mega, if you're standing here, you shoot a tri-bolt, you can easily get 100 damage on him towards the LG on this angle. It's probably the only angle I didn't shoot at in the whole game, but with the tri-bolt, you can get 100 damage on this angle. Yeah, I went to go shoot it, but then don't peek again because he's got a shotgun. He can't kill you with 70 damage. Just wait. Looking to get the greens here. This is a bit greedy to get damage. See how I zoom that second one? You can sort of tell from where the first one goes that the second one needs to be on the right hand side because he's already passed it. So I zoom that one just to make it accurate, because I see a lot of guys, well, either they're not quick enough to shoot it on the right, they're not accurate enough to shoot it on the right, or what. But I zoom it just to make sure.
1 minute warning.
And it really puts him under pressure because, again, he hasn't seen you really, and he's taken 100 or 70, 80 damage. And it just puts opponents under pressure. Especially most QC players, they love using LG and charging. And you know that flush feeling that comes over you when you charge into someone's rockets to get destroyed? It intimidates them. So just shoot these rockets accurately and on the right timings, and it's beautiful. Meant to come up all the way out top, so you can get the screen that one. Again, I zoom these ones. The reason being you zoom these ones is, see how this is quite flat? It's very difficult to get the right depth, so you zoom makes it a bit more easy to get accurate. I think I'm a big believer in zooming to spam a lot of these accurate rockets, but most players don't do it, so it's a way you can get advantage in your game. Again, see how I'm shooting this rocket to protect my attack? I know he doesn't have rockets yet because he hasn't picked them up. So how many of you guys would switch to LG and try and push around the corner there thinking you can kill him, and then he just in your face with shotgun, you're dead. So shoot this rocket. So I switch to LG, but I'm still getting this rocket around the corner to protect my attack. Two things: damage, information. it dunked him, and I can see him now, so he's fucked now, because I can shoot the next rocket on the corner as well. 129, now he's stuck in the corner, he's gone. Destroyed, completely. Watch it again. Shoot the rocket to protect your attack. Because he was looking to try and play me, coming around, he was looking to play me with a shotgun. You know what I mean? He thought I was going to be pushing around with LG. Maybe he heard the buzz of the LG for that split second, or maybe he didn't. But he thought I was going to do that, and then fucking destroyed him. Protect your attack.
Netmaster.
And that's spawn code. Let's back off now. Watch the body. Same again, get your damage. Most of the time they charge out to the right. Alright, push out to set him up now. See if we can get the frag. Pull your crosshair once you see him miss. See him come out. Yeah, so yeah, I hit a lot of tribal in that game. Probably not quite as much as what I thought, but 1400 damage is a lot of damage. You should see a lot of the angles that you can use. The pushing forward for damage off the item is really important. Because I see a lot of guys on these 40, 60 health and they just go set on red armor. And you don't need to, because they have no weapon. So take your advantage of that. And then even if all it means is it's split control when you get your red armor, well, it's still worth it. It's better than him having like 100 or 150 extra health than you, charging with the LG. When you know what I mean? So that's why you push out for this damage, and it does depend on the champions. But as BJ, it's not like he has an ability that can punish me for that, unless he has a weapon to go alongside it. So that's why you push out for this damage. You get your tri-bolt. You can only use it like a rail on this map. But anyway, yeah, I'll try and make some more videos. What I was thinking for the next one is, because I do still plan to cover that grand final that I played at the LAN. Probably go through the champion picks, because it's not something that's really out there. I don't think there's a huge number of guides of how you should approach the pick bans. Because we're talking about Quake Champions, and we're talking about how to play Quake Champions, but one of the big parts in tournaments is your actual picks. So I'll probably go through that next. But yeah, upload this video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. I can't promise how many I'll do, but I just thought I haven't done one in a while. I better do one, because a few guys have been asking me when's the next video coming out. So anyway, here you go, guys, and see what happens. The next one. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.